Hi everyone, we are here to answer your questions about being an engineer.
My name is Michelle, and I'm currently a software developer at UWorld.
And I am Nara Govindarajan, Manager of Data Analytics at UWorld.
And we're excited to answer some of those questions for you. So let's get started. How do you fix software issues? When working on code, we like to use the developer tools that your browser supplies. This helps you check UI and see if there's something wrong with the color or the alignment on the page. Another thing we do is we write logs to see how data is coming in. Finally, what we do is we add debugger points. So when we're running code, we run it locally for us to be able to step through line by line and see where an issue is happening. This is how we can tell if it's a data issue, if we're transforming it incorrectly, etc.
How do you approach debugging and troubleshooting in large distributed systems where pinpointing issues can be challenging? A large distributed system is usually like multiple buildings with a lot of plumbing lines between passing through them. And finding a leak in one of those places, you have to go through all the plumbing lines to find it out. From the outside, it looks like a complex problem, but we apply a principle called divide and conquer, where we divide the bigger problem into smaller pieces, try to identify and rule out areas which are not really problematic, and dig into the areas to find problems where you're finding symptoms. And we create controlled environments called test environments where we reproduce the problems and we identify the solution, we test them, and we follow software engineering principles in making sure the fix stays quality and robust. And then we apply it to the distributed system that is serving the customers.
What are the most important considerations when designing a scalable software system? I think one of the most important things is to try and design dynamically. You can have some things that are similar in structure but slightly different, and instead of having to hard code two different methods to work with those structures, you can try and build one structure that works with both.
When designing scalable software systems, you need to address three important things. Flexibility. The system should scale up and grow as the users grow without breaking or crashing. So account for flexibility in your design. And efficiency, where you have to take care of the resources that the system is using and make it cost effective. And then modularity, break it down into smaller pieces so that whenever you need a specific thing, a specific module, you can scale that up independently. What strategies do you use to ensure system scalability and performance as the application or the platform grows in user base and complexity? We always want more users to use our application and software, so we always have to plan for growth. It is somewhat like how will your cafeteria handle more students all at the same time, and if your capacity doubles up, from being 50 students to 100 students all coming at the same time, you would have some standard things like increasing the number of counters, having more serving areas, having more people to serve. So it is similar to that. In software, we identify areas which should cause performance bottlenecks, and we provide more redundancies for those areas, such as be it hardware or a database or a software instance that are running. So we improve the performance by identifying bottlenecks and providing more redundancies. How can you ensure the security of a software application against cyber threats? This is a very broad topic and it will need an hour worth of video to explain all of this, but I'll try to keep it simple. It's important to keep the interfaces in which a software component talks to another component secure. When somebody is accessing the software, it has to be authorized for the person to make the change or use the software. Usually, insiders in any organization could be vulnerable to be the security threats for a software or a system. So there are a lot of security practices and audits that the softwares go through to make them secure from cyber threats.
How do I search for the right jobs upon graduating with a computer science or software design degree? So it's good while you're in college to attend the career fairs that your colleges are hosting to try and find internships. Once you graduate, a good thing to do is try different search terms. Not everything is going to be labeled as software developer. They are going to have similar descriptions, but different companies have different names for that. Another good key is to ask for references. If you have friends or family who are already working that field, they can get you a foot in the door that you might not have been able to get on your own. I could tell you to try to get into an Ivy League, but public schools have a lot of great computer science programs. Texas, where we live alone, has a bunch of good programs. The best thing to do is do your own research on where you want to live or where you currently live. If you know a specific field you want to get into, that can help you narrow down your research. That's all the time we have for questions. We hope this was helpful. Everyone at Your World wishes you all the best in your future careers, and good luck.